makes it so very difficult for us to try to look through the politics, I guess, in plain honesty, and look at what's right and what's wrong for a community. And this is not a liberal, it's not a conservative issue, but I believe it's an issue of health and it's an issue of common sense. And it's an issue of people being sick in a given neighborhood. And what really got me involved in this was about 10 years ago when the bridge from Detroit was looking to buy land in Black Rock. And I had community groups in my neighborhood that were supportive of this. And this is when I first met Kathy Mecca and her group of people, Carol Pearl and others. And they started to educate me on what the real issues were. And I didn't realize the real health issues. But it took time. And they had the patience to sit down and go over information with me. And my background is history, it's not science, so I look at some of this stuff and I scratch my head. But they were very patient with me and they explained things to me. Eventually, the Clean Air Coalition sat down with me and talked to me about these issues and made me see some of these things in a very, very different light. And it's just unfortunate that it's ended up becoming a quote-unquote political issue when the reality is it's a health issue. And it's a health issue that I believe that should transcend politics. It should transcend, what political party is in office. And it reminds me of a story of about 10 years ago when I was a younger, more idealistic, less cynical North District Council member. And I somehow finagled the council to sue the NFTA over ownership of the land in downtown Buffalo. I don't know how I did it, because I'm never really any good at the political aspect of this, but one of my colleagues said to me, who was furious with me, said, and who supported it at least publicly, and then eventually got the suit thrown out by an 8-1 vote, I was the 1 no vote, but he said to me, he goes, we don't want to go after the NFTA anymore, because next year the Democrats are going to control the governor's mansion, and we're going to be in control of the NFTA. And what that means is that we're going to be in control of jobs, we're going to be in control of patronage, we're going to be in control of power. And I just stood there and I shook my head. And I may be older now, but I'm still a bit naive and a bit idealistic. And I would hope that we would tend to do the right thing for the sake of doing the right thing. So I want to commend the Clean Air Coalition and the residents in the neighborhood for trying to keep this issue in front of the general public. Councilor,
thank you very much. I just want to say that for a number of years I've worked with the Clean Air Coalition on some enforcement actions that we have achieved in just recent past, and one was the air monitors that they had advocated for, the no piping policy. So there are things that there have been some gains that we have made with respect to enforcement actions at the bridge. I just want to say that the white paper is not something that I'm here to defend. I've invited state EPA or the state DEC and health department and transportation department to come in and speak on the white paper. And they told me today that they will do so. They would be glad to come. I've given everybody an opportunity to speak, both people in the neighborhood for and against it. We've had biannual meetings on cross-border in the United States and Canada. We've had a number of meetings, and we've given everybody an opportunity to come in and inform us as to how they feel and what their positions are. And that continues. We will not walk away from the data generated from any information that we're going to get. And I agree, there is a health problem on the west side and anywhere where there's truck traffic and diesel emissions. And to do nothing is not part of the solution. That has been my position for a number of years now. And to say that people are dying and there's asthma and there's all, and then to sit back and say, let's not do anything, is not part of the solution. So the question is, what is the solution? What is the information that's going to be coming forward so we can make a very informed decision? As I said before, I will not run away from any of the data gathered. I will not run away from any of the information that's going to come before us. Everyone is going to have a fair shot. EPA, DEC, the neighborhood, anybody that wants to come before us, they're more than welcome. I continue to work with Clean Air Coalition on other things in terms of technology. What can we do to mitigate some of the air quality problems on the west side? And perhaps even if you want to extend it further to the west side. I've committed to them. We meet regularly. And I continue to work with the Clean Air Coalition to mitigate the air quality problems and negative impact that this may be having in the neighborhood. So I'll continue to work with them. as I said before, as the data comes in, as the information comes in, we will not run away from that information. And I hope that each council member takes that into consideration when they're deliberating. This is not a local issue. This is a regional issue. This is not something that council member from the Niagara District is going to. This is something that impacts everyone. This is a regional issue. And I treat it as a regional issue. And I look forward to more discussion, to having more people come in. I'm sure as this grows, gets closer to a decision, I imagine it's going to grow even more intense. So we welcome the information. Those people that have information that want to come before us, you're welcome. Thank you very much.
Motion to adjourn, second.